Arcane is absurdly good. Better than it had any right to be, but why? It's the characters. You got Jinx, the angry mum lady, Victor when he was good, Victor when he was bad, and a whole lot of dead kids. Ugh. Though their paths rarely cross, when they do, boom, it's epic. Like Arcane, Word Thief is an ensemble story. Words are vanishing, and Echo, our sneaky protagonist, needs to steal them back. Oh, and whatever you do, please don't comment Jinx in the comment section below, otherwise I'll have to blow something up and I'm allergic to gunpowder. So... Arcane, the fantasy series based on the League of Legends video game, is, in all honesty, really, really good. But here's the thing, why? Even people who don't play League of Legends enjoy watching Arcane. Now, yes, the animation is beautiful and it cost a lot of money, like a lot of money. Is it because everyone's really attractive? Like seriously, the cast is just, they're all pretty. And now that I am saying that out loud, probably a little. Yeah, I would think just a little. But no, sorry, back to the point. I'm going on a tangent. It's because of the characters, and though they are very pretty to look at, there's a lot of differences between them. You have, of course, the one and only Jinx, who's now iconic. The guy from Spider-Man No Way Home, he's also Australian, fun fact. You have Violet, no wait. No one likes Violet. Never mind. You've got Jace. You've got his boyfriend, Victor, who's awesome. Then you have the scientist guy, who I don't know his name, but he's like in most of the episodes, and he's like a big reason as to why the things that happen in the show happen. So on and so forth and blah blah blah. Oh yeah, and don't forget about the dead kids. So many. Maybe too many. The amazing part about the show is that each of the characters have very little interaction within the series. However, when their paths do collide, it's usually really, really awesome and really, really big for the story. The series is known as an ensemble. This is a story that has multiple characters with multiple storylines all going on at once. Some popular examples are Battlestar Galactica, Lost, and of course the most famous one, Game of Thrones. In Arcane, each of the characters have different storylines impacted by their pasts and their ambitions within life. And each of these different storylines impact not only the other characters within the show, but also the city of Piltover. This, layered with deep world building, lore, and backstory, is what makes Arcane so addictive and interesting. Plus, you know, all of the twists, of course. Like this guy, for example, is that him? Or is that him? Who's him? With this knowledge, what can we learn? Welcome back to Write With Me, a series where we, the people of the internet, create brand new stories together. If you have any ideas for the following story, let me know in the comments below. If you don't, that's okay. I will be needing your number though, so I can call you and we can discuss things in private. Why did I wink after that? We're exploring the world of Word Thief, a young adult fantasy series that takes place in a world where the government, or something more sinister, has the power to erase words from existence. What words would they remove? Why? And what happens to those who fight back? Let's get into it. In the city of Congard, something has happened. The word wrong has disappeared. No one can say it. If they get pushed over and retaliate, screaming, "Hey, that's wrong," the word doesn't come out. It's blank. For the people of Congard, the word has ceased to exist. The butcher, the florist, the chimney sweeper, none of them can say it. Well, none of them except for Echo, that is. Echo wakes the morning after his investigation with Fern, his eyelids heavy after not getting much sleep. He is a word thief after all, and alas, most of his hobby takes place at night. Echo lives in an attic. The walls are harsh timber that looks weak enough to bend. A ruckus comes from down the stairs. A ruckus always comes from down the stairs. What's important to know is that Echo has a mysterious past. One thing is certain, he doesn't have any parents. They're gone, but what happened to them? That doesn't matter right now. It turns out he lives inside a home owned by a renowned and slightly crazy professor who's always tinkering on something new. Heck, maybe he might invent something that may benefit the word thieves. The professor's name is Golan Backbone, MD, because yes, he is a doctor as well. He's an older man. Actually, he just looks old. Echo never got his age, but he does know that Golan has a son who lives in Rowlington, a district in Congard with his sister. What happened to his wife is a mystery. Echo also doesn't have the patience to find out. Down in the foyer, Golan's moving giant iron canisters. For what? Who knows? The two have an interesting relationship. Perhaps Golan thinks of Echo like a son, perhaps not. It's hard to gauge, but he's happy to put a roof over the boy's head if he assists him with his inventions. Golan is working on a new power source, something he says uses animal essence. Keep that in mind for later. Outside, we meet Echo's neighbors. Across from the professor's house/laboratory, there is a blacksmith's hut. A warm fire bellows through a chimney. as we hear the crack 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 of heated steel being bent and shaped. A young lad is unloading crates from a horse and cart. He's much taller than Echo, with a big hairy chest and a wholesome smile. Echo's friend is named Charcoal, and yes, he's the blacksmith's apprentice. His real name is Charlie, but once he started to learn smithing, he soon got the nickname. Most people call him Cole. The horse cart holds crates for the smiths and more canisters for the inventors. Together, Echo and Cole unload the cart, bantering like usual. Cole mentions that there's a rumour going around. He says, "A word's been stolen by that pesky word thief, the dang fiend. If I ever got my hands on him, he'd beg for mercy doing silly things like that." Echo retorts, "Who says the thief's a man? It could be a girl." While Echo talks with Cole, he reminisces on his investigation with Fern. At the ritual site, Fern found a name, Bedminster. There are also clues in the dark essence he could feel. Dark essence is the energy left behind when something bad happens. The ritual that can remove words from existence oozes with darkness for many moons after it has been performed. Within the dark essence, Echo saw visions. A hand, someone mentioned the bank. There was a hooded woman. She looked right at Echo as though she knew he'd be watching. Cole and Echo talk about the bank. Does Cole know anything? Well, he does. Just a little. The only bank he's ever been to is in Massville, the rich district. "Ever heard of the name Bedminster?" asks Echo. As he says this, the professor walks out. "I know a Bedminster," he cheers, being jolly as always. "He worked for the Royals back when I did. Got a job at the bank he does. A good one too." With this news, Echo decides to go take a loan at the bank to see if he can get any more information about this Bedminster fellow. Far away, on the other side of Congard, Prince Vexx is eating breakfast. If only Echo knew that he was the one responsible for stealing the word wrong. That's all for this episode. I'll be going into more detail about Vexx next time. We'll be exploring his past and the reason for why he wants to steal words. Each character in this series is going to have their own storyline. Echo, Fern, Vexx, even Charcoal, and like in Arcane, each of these stories impact one another and the city of Congard. If you'd like to learn more about Echo's investigation with Fern, or who Bedminster is, I have other videos that explore these subjects. They'll be in the outro. Thank you so much for watching, I appreciate you. Don't forget to sleep 8 hours a day, okay? See ya.